Ever wondered why some plants thrive spectacularly well together while others just don't? It's like they've got their own little society, with friends and foes, allies and adversaries. This isn't a mere coincidence. It's a centuries-old practice known as companion planting, where certain plants are strategically placed next to each other to create a symbiotic relationship. Companion planting is the green thumb's secret weapon. It's an age-old technique that harnesses the power of nature to enhance growth, repel pests, and even improve flavor, all without the use of harmful chemicals. Picture a garden where tomatoes and basil grow side by side, each improving the other's health and taste. Or imagine a patch where carrots and onions coexist, the onions naturally deterring the carrot fly. This is more than just a gardening strategy. It's a philosophy that appreciates the interconnectedness of nature. Welcome to the remarkable world of companion planting, nature's secret formula for a flourishing garden. Companion planting isn't a new trend. It's a practice as old as agriculture itself. Our journey through the roots of companion planting takes us back to the cradle of civilization. Long before the advent of modern farming techniques, our ancestors had already discovered the secret to a thriving garden ecosystem, the art of companion planting. Historically, different cultures around the world have harnessed the power of companion planting in their own unique ways. Take, for instance, the indigenous peoples of North America. They developed a sophisticated method known as the Three Sisters. This ingenious trio of corn, beans, and squash were planted together in a symbiotic relationship, where each plant supported the other's growth. The corn provided a natural trellis for the beans to climb, the beans enriched the soil with nitrogen, and the squash, with its broad leaves, shaded the ground, keeping it cool and moist while deterring pests. In another part of the world, during the medieval era, European farmers were cultivating their cottage gardens using the same principle. They realized that by interplanting herbs, vegetables, and flowers, they could ward off pests and diseases naturally. A rose bush next to a tomato plant wasn't just aesthetically pleasing, it was a strategic decision. The strong scent of the roses acted as a natural deterrent to pests that plagued the tomatoes. Fast forward to the present day, and we see that companion planting has evolved, but the underlying principle remains the same. It's about understanding the unique characteristics of each plant and how they can benefit each other. It's about creating a harmonious garden where each plant has a role to play, a companion to grow with. So as we delve deeper into the art of companion planting, let's remember, this isn't just a gardening technique. It's a testament to the wisdom of our ancestors, a legacy that we continue to uphold. Companion planting has stood the test of time, and for good reasons. Now, let's dive into the science that makes companion planting work. You see, this isn't just a game of chance. There's a whole world of biological interactions happening right beneath our feet and around us that make companion planting successful. First, let's talk about pest control. Some plants release natural substances in their roots or aerial parts that repel certain insects. For instance, marigolds, known for their vibrant blooms, also exude a substance that deters nematodes, tiny soil-dwelling pests that can cause significant damage to a variety of crops. Then there's the concept of trap cropping. This involves planting something that's particularly attractive to pests to draw them away from your main crop. Nasturtiums, for example, are a favorite of aphids and can serve as a sacrificial plant, keeping your veggies safe. But it's not just about deterring pests, it's also about attracting the good guys. Many flowering plants, like yarrow or cosmos, can attract beneficial insects. These helpful critters, like ladybugs, lacewings, and a variety of small wasps, are natural predators to common pests. By having them in your garden, you're essentially hiring a team of tiny bodyguards for your plants. Next, there's the principle of symbiotic nitrogen fixation. Legumes, like peas and beans, have a special ability to convert atmospheric nitrogen into a form that plants can use. They do this with the help of rhizobia bacteria in their root nodules. When planted with heavy feeders like corn or squash, they can provide a natural source of essential nutrients, promoting healthier, more vigorous growth. And finally, there's the idea of using plants to enhance each other's growth or flavor. The classic example is the pairing of basil with tomatoes. Not only does basil help to repel insects that might munch on your tomatoes, but some gardeners swear it also improves their flavor. It's all about creating a synergistic ecosystem where plants work together for mutual benefits. So, instead of thinking about individual plants, imagine your garden as a community where each member has a role to play. It's this intricate network of relationships, this living, breathing web of life that makes companion planting such a fascinating and fruitful endeavor. So, how can you harness the power of companion planting in your garden? Well, the good news is that companion planting is a flexible practice that can be adapted for any garden, regardless of size or type. The first step is to understand the needs and characteristics of the plants you wish to grow. Some plants love the sunshine, while others prefer a cool, shaded spot. Some need a lot of space to spread out, while others are content in a compact area. Once you've got a grasp on your plant's preferences, you can start thinking about the best companions for them. A classic example is the trio of corn, beans, and squash. Corn provides a natural trellis for beans to climb. The beans add nitrogen to the soil to benefit all three plants, and the squash spreads out at the base, shading the soil to keep it moist and prevent weeds. But it's not just about physical traits. Companion planting also involves thinking about how plants can help each other ward off pests. For instance, planting garlic near roses can deter aphids, while marigolds planted among vegetables can help keep nematodes at bay. If you're working with a small space, like a balcony or patio, don't despair. Companion planting can still work for you. Consider growing plants in containers and pair them up just as you would in a larger garden. A pot of tomatoes, basil, and marigolds can create a mini ecosystem that's both beautiful and bountiful. When it comes to larger gardens, companion planting can help you make the most of your space. By understanding which plants grow well together, you can create a garden layout that's both efficient and productive. Think of it as a puzzle, with each plant playing a unique role in the overall design. In conclusion, companion planting isn't a one-size-fits-all strategy. It's a dynamic practice that can be customized to fit your garden's specific needs. With a bit of research and planning, you can create a garden that's not only productive, but also a pleasure to behold. Remember, no garden is too small or too large to benefit from companion planting. Don't just take our word for it. Hear from gardeners who've embraced companion planting. Meet Jane from Boston. She was battling an infestation of aphids in her rose garden. On a friend's advice, she planted garlic nearby. To her surprise, the aphids disappeared. The strong scent of garlic was a natural deterrent. Now, her roses bloom like never before, and she hasn't used a drop of chemical pesticide. Then there's Mark from Seattle. His dream was to grow juicy, sweet tomatoes, but his plants were always weak and disease-prone. He decided to try companion planting and paired his tomatoes with basil. The result? He had a bumper harvest of robust, flavorful tomatoes. The basil improved the tomatoes' growth and taste, while also repelling pests. And let's not forget about Lisa from Chicago. She had a tiny balcony space and wanted to grow her own food. She started companion planting lettuce and spring onions in containers. The onions deterred pests, and the lettuce provided ground cover, reducing water loss. Today, she enjoys fresh salads from her own mini garden. And there are thousands more stories just like these. Gardeners across the globe are rediscovering the wisdom of companion planting. They're experiencing not only healthier plants and better yields, but also the joy of gardening in harmony with nature. As you can see, companion planting can truly transform your garden. Beyond the garden, there's a larger picture to consider: the environment. Companion planting doesn't just contribute to a thriving garden, it also plays a significant role in nurturing our planet. Let's consider pesticides. They're a common resort for many gardeners battling pests, but they come with a heavy environmental toll. They pollute our waterways, harm beneficial insects, and disrupt ecosystems. With companion planting, you can naturally repel pests, reducing or even eliminating the need for these harmful chemicals. It's a win for your garden and a win for Mother Earth. Next, let's talk biodiversity. A diverse garden is a resilient garden, and the same holds true for our planet. Companion planting encourages a variety of plant species, which in turn attracts a diverse range of insects and wildlife. This diversity enhances pollination, improves soil health, and strengthens the resilience of our ecosystems. Finally, let's not forget the role of companion planting in carbon capture. Plants absorb carbon dioxide, a key greenhouse gas, and store it in their roots, stems, leaves, and the soil. By cultivating a dense, diverse garden through companion planting, you're effectively creating a mini carbon sink right in your backyard. By embracing companion planting, you're not just cultivating a garden, you're nurturing the environment. You're contributing to a healthier, more sustainable planet, one plant partnership at a time.